What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday was a solid day for myself. I had one play, it was a 5% on Valkyries minus 7.5, and they ended up getting to the window. So that makes eight straight 5% winners for myself. I've won 16 of my last 20 bets, and I am currently the number one capper at Wager Talk, about plus 118 units in 2026. So things are going well. Um, Unfortunately, we don't have Veno today. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have him tomorrow, but he will be back with us next week. So, you guys are stuck with just Skee for the next couple of days. So, um, sorry about that, but we will get Vino back very, very soon. We have a couple games to talk about for today, or a few games, and we will start at the top. Probably won't be the longest show because, if you've been around, I don't usually like talking to myself too long. So, Storm and Dream. This one opened up minus 11. I'm seeing here. We're still looking at 10.5 or 11, depending where you shop. Total open 169. I see it down as low as 167.5. And let me actually refresh the injury report for this one. So for Atlanta, Aaliyah Nye's game time, still no Bree. Seattle, pretty healthy. Seattle's been playing some good basketball. Both teams, by the way, are well rested. I think Seattle has a couple of days off, like two, and Atlanta, I believe, has like 4 days off before this game. But yeah, Seattle's been playing good basketball. They've been solid defensively all year, playing solid defense lately, turning defense into offense. And the Dream, I can't say that I can't say the same for them. Um, I think they've lost. What is it? They've lost maybe 5 games in a row, something like that. I know they haven't been covering for sure, but I think they've lost 5 games in a row, and now they've had 4 or 5 days off to think about it and work on whatever was going wrong. I'd like to think that they can get back on track here, um, but it just worries me with how well Seattle's been playing, and you know I know Atlanta has very good guard play, and they could very well dominate, from the outside. Given that time off, they were shooting really poor. Could give them time to, at practice, see some shots go in, get back into a better rhythm, and the guards could light it up and cover the game themselves like that. But I know Seattle has a lot of size, and it's not going to be easy getting anything in the interior. So it makes me hesitate from a side perspective, honestly. If Atlanta, my thought for Atlanta is what was going right for them before this losing streak. They were playing fast, and they were playing extremely fast and getting easy buckets and playing good defense. I know they've had some unfortunate things with officiating and not being able to play the physical brand of defense that they like to play, but they can control playing fast. And I'd like to think with time off, they get back to doing that. And Seattle's been playing them tempo too. So this is one where I would think it gets over the total. That's if I had to play right now, I think over is what I'd feel most comfortable about. Even though both defenses are trustworthy, I just think the pace will be there for both of these teams tonight. Let me see. What up, Mario? Yeah, Casey, it's a big spread for the Dream. I know the situation, like they're desperate off 5 losses, but 10.5, I can't lay that. Yeah, saying give me the 10.5. I get wanting to take it. What up, Mark? All right, we'll get over to the next game. That looks like Aces and Fire. This one opened up -9 for Las Vegas. My bad. Getting some alerts here. Let's get that out of the way. Opened up -9 for Las Vegas. We're looking at 8.5. Total opened up 175. We're looking at mostly 174.5. Injury report for the Aces. Asia and Dana Evans are both game time decision. Barker is not going to play. Samuelson is game time decision. For Portland, Fegan is out. Both of these teams pretty well rested. Vegas with 3 days, Portland with 4. Ace is off of a loss. And before that, they did play an overtime game. Ace has also just lost Kennedy Carter. I mean, they waived her, but still, I mean, she's been a big part of their offense and just, how good they've been. Losing her, that's a big loss in my mind. It makes me want to fade the Aces. Honestly, a combination of all those things. Loss of Kennedy Carter, the how do I say, maybe like delayed overtime or like, just still lagging from the overtime game. Maybe not playing the best basketball because they just lost. The Fire though, that's the problem for me. Not only is it their first game home off of a road trip, but they just haven't been playing good basketball, and they're not the most talented team. Just it's more so me wanting to fade the Aces, but you can probably tell. I wasn't able to push confirm. My finger's not letting me push confirm on this one, even though I slightly think the Fire are the right side here. I just they're not a team that I really trust at this point. So I will move on over to Fever and Mercury. And for this one, we have an opener of I think it was one. So it's right around the opener of 1 or 1.5. Total came down from 173. We're looking at as low as 170.5. For the injury report, we have Caitlin Clark out. Everybody else available for Indiana. For Phoenix, Lissa Thomas is probable. Sammy Whitcomb also probable. Natasha Matt looks like she's out. Um, yeah, like seeing Sammy, like seeing Alyssa out there. If I like the Mercury, you do have the Fever on the back to back. They played last night. They lost to the Sparks. So at home with the rest advantage, situation does obviously favor the Mercury. Um, I just I think the Fever have proven they can play without Caitlin Clark. They're I think they're undefeated without Caitlin Clark so far this year, and the defense gets a lot better. Um, yeah, defense gets a lot better. Maybe even turnovers decrease, maybe, but definitely the defense gets better. I think that Boston can still have a lot of success in this game. I don't think Phoenix really has anybody to defend Boston, and she's fresh. Even if Indiana's on a back to back, she didn't play yesterday. She's fresh. I think that she can really do some damage in this game. Kelsey Mitchell obviously can do damage every single game. I think that I wouldn't count Indiana out, even though they're on the second of a back to back here. As far as a total, like I said, Indiana much more defensive team, slower paced team even without Caitlin Clark out there on the floor. I don't like Sammy Whitcomb in if I want to bet an under. Don't necessarily like Alyssa Thomas playing either, but I think this is more of a slower paced game than what you would have for a normal Fever game. And I think that both teams, well, I think mostly the Fever are capable of holding the Mercury down. So either Fever or under, those are the directions I'm looking in this game. Haven't really made a decision yet, but that's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, hit me up, Mario. Hit me up for sure. Would love to hang out. That is the card for today. Um, so yeah, let's do like we usually do. A little bit of promo there. We do have the same usual 2 for 1. Or I'm sorry, that's the wrong one there. That's NBA. 2 for 1, 3-day all access. Rob Veno and myself for only $69. If you prefer to have just one of us, you can get the buy three, get three free. And comes out to 6 days for just 69 bucks. So different ways to get involved. I I haven't made a bet today. And I just had a lot going on personally, and just don't want to rush and make a bet that I don't love. So, as you guys know, I don't even like to give, you know, bets free best bets on the show if I don't have it in my pocket because just personally, I don't want to give you or tell you guys something and you go and lose money and I'm not even worried about it. I don't have any money on it. So no best bet for the show. I'll continue to work and see if I can come up with something for today, throughout the rest of the day and send it to my subscribers. So if you want to be involved, a lot of different ways to get involved. And like I said, so far, number one overall handicapper at Wager Talk, plus 118 units in 2026. So we'll wrap it up on that note. It will be just me again tomorrow, and then Rob Veno will join us on Monday. So best of luck, everybody, on all your action tonight, and I will see you all Friday.